Good morning, YouTubers. T-Square here with T-Square Talk. Hope everybody's having a great morning. It is Tuesday morning, and I got a great video planned out for you guys today. Even though today I'm pretty much just going to be talking about saving your wealth. And what is money, essentially? In order to save your wealth, you need to make sure your wealth is not getting devalued every day. I talk to so many friends of mine that are saving their wealth in paper. I'm hearing people talking about how they want to switch back to paper now because they think silver's at an all-time high almost. Not quite there, but it is almost there. I mean, we might as well say we can talk that silver's at an all-time high because we're pretty close to it. What are we at? $2 away maybe, and gold at an all-time high also. So a lot of people thinking that it's going to pull back, but they're not really understanding about saving your wealth. And the reason this video came up too was a combination of things, but one of them being that I am fixing to possibly sell my truck. And I've had 3 people now that have asked me, hey, what are you going to do? Are you going to get rid of it? If you do, let me know. One of them actually watches the channel even. And as I was sitting there thinking about it, I was asking myself, well, if I sell it and I take silver, where will that silver be in 2 years from now? I mean, because I could end up fixing it up, getting it back good, and then I could have a car and a truck. But I'm telling myself, do I really want to keep 2 insurance payments, essentially when you got one just sitting there in the driveway, not really doing much. So I think it's important that people realize that a lot of the stuff that we buy, what happens to it? Think about that just for a second. A lot of it just goes in landfills. A lot of it deteriorates. A lot of it breaks down. A lot of it gets old and goes in the trash. It just doesn't hold up. But what happens to the gold and silver that you save? Even the paper money that you save in the bank is worth less and less every day. So today I'm kind of going to be jumping around a little bit, talking about a few different things. And I think it's important that people think about some of this stuff while all this is being talked about. And then you guys can spend the day kind of thinking about stuff in your life that maybe you could, I don't know, get rid of stuff you don't need, that type of stuff, and essentially put it towards silver. Not necessarily do you have to trade an item for silver. If you sell an item and you get cash, you can always just take the cash and buy silver if you keep an eye out for good deals. There's still a lot of good deals out there. I still find sub $50 silver. Even though it's not the norm, I do find it off and on here and there. So with that being said, if you enjoyed today's video, please take a quick minute, hit that thumbs up button, and leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts on some of the stuff that we're going to talk about today. So right off the bat, I got to start out with what is silver at. I mean, so silver right now at 48.41. We actually got up to about 48.65 earlier. You can see right here on the mark. And gold continuing to move even higher. Gold actually was only $2 away from 4,000. And it might even have actually this evening, because I'm looking here 75. If you look at the futures price, it might have actually passed it. Futures price on silver. Let's just take a look. Oh, I'm sorry. Futures price on gold.
The stock price is unavailable.
Oh, we're still right there, just under the 4,000 mark. I got to be honest with you guys. A lot of people just don't understand the saving their wealth in something like precious metals. When you put your money in the bank, what does it do for you? You're not enjoying it. I had someone ask me the other day when I was having lunch. He's like, yeah, but you're not enjoying your money. Does any of us really enjoy our money? If you enjoy your money, that would imply that you're spending it and you're not saving. And if you're not saving anything, then you're going to be hurting. And I find that hard to believe that some of the people that I hang out with that have businesses or they have a certain amount of wealth just go out and enjoy their money, just buy whatever they want. They don't. They save their money. But a lot of people tend to save their money in dollars. And it's funny because if you're saving your money in dollars, what's really happening? Well, the dollar's just going down in value. Yes, gold could take a dip. Silver could take a dip. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Well, let's be realistic. Maybe we could see silver plunge down. It would blow my mind to see it plunge down to $35 or $40. I'm only going to buy more. And a lot of people like me are going to go out and buy more. I had a friend of mine ask me today, are you going to sell? You used to always say when it hits $50, you would sell some. Why? Because your dollar cost average was less than 25. And if you sold half of it, then essentially you've got all your money back that you've ever invested, and you still have half your silver. And I used to say that, and I'll be honest, the more you do this kind of stuff, the more you learn. I spend a lot of time looking up information, reading different information, and it really brings into focus what's really going on. And I think once people realize that, they realize they don't even want the cash. It's almost not even the purchase or the price or the amount of silver you have. It's actually the journey of accumulating it, because you start to learn, why do you want the fiat dollars? Why? I mean, yes, I understand I got to pay bills, and, we have to do our business and commerce and gift certificates, if you want to call it that, paper money, monopoly money, fiat dollars. But at the end of the day, when you're investing in silver and gold, some people will say it's not even investing. You're not even investing it, because gold and silver by nature hold value. And when you see the price of gold and silver go up, it's not gold and silver really going up. It's the dollars and the paper currency that we use going down. And so many people just don't understand this. I actually ended up sitting down with someone today, and I was talking to him for a few minutes, not too long. And he was telling me how he started buying some kind of, I don't know, he got enrolled in a program where he purchases 5 grams of gold using a portion, $100 a week gets pulled out of his account, or $100 a month, whatever it is, it gets pulled out of his account, and it gets put in a company's account. And once he has enough to purchase 5 grams of gold, they just send it to him automatically. By doing that, every day that he don't get that gold and silver, they're holding his money. When millions of people send in money like that, what do you think they're doing with that money? They're going to take that money and they're going to invest it. They're going to buy the gold now. They're going to buy the gold at $4,000 an ounce. Let's just say, because that's almost what the price is. That's why I kind of have it sitting there. I want to see when it crosses 4,000. But he don't get his at that price. He don't get his until he gets enough for 5 grams of gold. I don't even know what a gram of gold is at right now. Let's just see what a gram of gold goes for. 1 gram of gold spot price. What says there? 1 gram. I think it's going to be 127 roughly. 128. Okay. So 128. He's got to wait 6 cycles, 6 weeks before he actually gets that 5 gram bar. Now, 6 weeks ago, what was the gold price 6 weeks ago? Let's see. 6 weeks ago would have been, I can't use the 3 months, but I can use the 1 month. 6 weeks ago, when he started sending them money, gold was $3,500. And it was probably even lower than that, but I can't. Let's see what this says. Well, I guess I could do the math. 6 weeks ago would have been the beginning of 9th month, so that would have been like September 1st, roughly. Would have been like 5. Oh, we said 6 weeks ago. So actually, we even got to go a little bit further back. 33.64 roughly. Think about that. He starts putting in at 33.64. He gives them $100. The price keeps going up. They've already invested that 100. They've invested here. They've invested here. They've invested here. They've invested here. Finally, he might get his gold at the locked-in price today. It's crazy, some of the things that people do. Now, I understand for people that don't know how to save money because it burns a hole in their pocket, hey, that's a great deal. It really is. Anything you can do to acquire any amount of gold and silver is going to help you out. It's going to put you in the right position. But I wanted to talk a little bit about this because I'm kind of against this concept. You know what? You can go out and buy your own gram of gold. And really, I don't even think people should be focusing on gold personally. Do I have some? Yes. Do I wish I had more silver? Absolutely. I think silver is the better investment. Why? Because whenever you see a bull run on gold and silver, silver always does better. Gold starts the party. Silver ramps up faster. It rockets up. Now, does the same thing happen when it all comes crashing down? Yes. But at the end of the day, what do you want? I want to be in the higher percentage investment. And I think once people realize that, yeah, they're both great investments. But one is going to outdo the other. One is going to outshine. One thing that I'm not a fan of is wasting money. I don't like wasting money on frivolous stuff. I always take a lot of, I'll say flack, crap, whatever, from friends because I'm tight with my money. People label me as tight. But at the end of the day, if you're just cutting a little cost here and there, it makes a big difference. I started cutting cost when silver was $15. And at $15, I could have skipped going out to eat one day by myself. And all of a sudden, that's an ounce of silver. That's $50 today. But what happens when you really think about it? What does it cost back then to go out to eat versus today? An ounce of silver will still buy you the same amount of stuff it bought you 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. Silver has always held value against other stuff. But what people don't think about is the manipulation. There's a lot of manipulation in the world today, specifically in precious metals. And I think that manipulation is kind of breaking. And I think once people realize how much manipulation is out there. I was actually listening to a video earlier today from one economics. I can't remember his name. Drives me nuts when I can't remember someone's name. I guess I'm getting Alzheimer's. I need to eat some more blueberries. Needless to say, he said when everybody goes and just buys 1 ounce, there won't be enough for everybody. Now, I've always heard there was enough for everybody to buy 6 ounces, but the problem is a lot of us aren't going to settle with 6 ounces. He made a claim that there's not enough for everybody to have 1 ounce. And a lot of us ain't going to buy 1 ounce. And more people are jumping on the bandwagon to invest in silver, especially as it continues to go up. And as I was listening, I think he's absolutely right, because how many people have you told about silver and now they want to buy a little bit of silver? What do you think is going to happen when the silver price goes to 50, 60, 70, 100? At some point, they're going to start listening. They're going to come back to you and they're going to be like, man, I wish I had bought silver when you had told me. Is the party over? Personally, I don't think it's even close to over. I had someone ask me too, you can't just keep buying. It doesn't make sense. It's not going to go up forever. Okay, maybe we'll have a bad day, a bad week, a bad month. But when you look at the numbers, silver's getting dried up. Can they mine more? Yeah, they can go out and mine more. It's going to cost money. It's going to cost labor. In a world of uncertainty, will they be able to get more of it? You know, I mean, yeah, you can always mine silver, but the low-hanging fruit, the easy veins, the big veins of silver, the Comstocks of the world, a lot of that has been dried up and depleted. Now they've got to actually work for it. I think a day will come where we will realize, man, silver's a lot harder to get than we used to think. Our grandkids are going to laugh at us looking back, and they're going to be like, man, to think that they were using paper. Who even knows how that will play out? I mean, we'll look back at that and be like, pfft. I'm trying to think of the funniest thing in history that people just can't believe today, but I can't think of anything right now. I wish I had an example to tell you. You know, I know one popped ahead, but I'm not going to get into that debate because it definitely is debatable. Actually, there's a few. Now I just thought moon landing, flat earth theory, all kinds of stuff. You know, a lot of people are just going to miss the boat. Taking a quick look. Let's jump over real quick and just take a quick look. We got Bitcoin right now still at 7th, sitting at 2.475 trillion. That's at an all-time high now. Silver, still not an all-time high, but coming in at 6th at 2.723 trillion. If it wasn't for this big 2% jump for Google, we would have really closed in on it. But do you think Google's going to keep going up? I can't help to wonder if they're watching. I guess if they did some kind of a stock split, that would definitely drop the stock down to 125, do a stock split, and then boom, everybody would be buying the price back up and it would grow quicker. That's how a lot of this stuff grows in value. It's mind-blowing that people don't realize what's actually happened. You know, you get so accustomed to $251, say Google, and then all of a sudden they do a stock split. Everybody's got more shares, but now there's even more shares out there, and people start buying it up, bidding the price up even higher. Same with Apple, same with Microsoft, same with Nvidia. There's no such thing as silver splits. There's only so much silver in the market, and it is getting dried up. I can't help to wonder, when a lot of the silver gets depleted, I don't know the answer to that. When the silver gets depleted, does that lower the market cap? You have to assume the price will obviously keep going up as depletion happens, but with less ounces, I wonder if the market cap would actually fall if all of a sudden they realized how little silver is really out there. Clearly, the price would run up. When people realize that a lot of the ounces of silver, the ounces of gold, have just been loaned out and then put on someone else's books as 100 ounces of silver or 1,000 ounces or whatever, and then they loaned it out to someone else. That's how a lot of these rigging, I'm going to call it, the rigging works. You know, someone puts it on their books. Oh, we got 1,000 ounces of gold. And then they loan it out to someone else. Then that person says they've got 1,000 ounces of gold, and then they loan it out to somebody. And everybody's books look good until people realize, well, wait a minute, their books don't look really that good. Eventually, this system of all the wealth is going to collapse. What's going to be left standing? Is it going to be paper assets, or is it going to be sound assets? Now, I'll be the first one to say certain things that are not gold and silver are still going to do good. Whether it's tobacco, whether it's gas, oil. That's why I always tell people, maybe you should prep a little bit of food, prep a little bit of water. That should be your ultimate priority. If something bad happens, do you have enough food to survive? Grocery stores may not always get supplies in. We like to think that, hey, the government's going to be there and they're going to make sure everybody's got food. But at the end of the day, if something major happened across the United States, they can't be everywhere at once. I've been watching a lot of these YouTuber short films, apocalypse short films, where it's basically YouTubers like me and other YouTubers out there that just make these short videos. And it really gives you a lot to think about. Now, why do I buy gold and silver, though? I don't buy it for the apocalypse. That's why I buy food and water. That's why I keep a stockpile of different stuff. That's why I've got a couple storage units. So that way, if something happened, I could move to that storage unit, get whatever I need, go to the next storage unit, maybe even stay at the storage unit for a little while. Who knows? A lot of people don't realize how bad things can get when they get there. So let me take a look how long we've been talking. I don't want to go too long, but really tonight I'm kind of jumping around a little bit, talking about different stuff. Let's see if gold actually hit. But just right there. We'll hit 4,000, I think. Probably today we will see $4,000 gold. If this video didn't load and we're already at $4,000 gold, especially on the futures price. But every time it gets up there, it's almost like it gets bumped down. I don't think 4,000 is going to be the new floor or the new ceiling right off. I really think we're going to maybe hang out a little bit at 4,000 or around 4,000. But I don't think it's going to come down drastically. And who knows? One major event could catapult gold and silver even higher. One major event. It's funny, I was watching a big YouTube channel. I'd call him big. Needless to say, some lady brought in, I don't know, there had to be maybe 40 ounces of gold there, a bunch of silver. Even though the person at the shop ended up buying like 10 ounces of gold. I was like, damn, nice, 10 ounces of gold. It makes me wonder how many people are actually selling right now. I have one friend that he buys and sends all the stuff pretty much to get melted down. If he can flip it, he flips it. But if not, he just has it melted down. Silverware, junk silver, constitutional, that type of stuff. Needless to say, he says he's seeing nicer stuff coming in. A lot of people getting scared. He's got one friend that actually bought at $50 last time in 2011 and has been holding it ever since. And he's always said he would sell if he got his money back. But who knows if he really did? Because once you get to that point, if you've truly been into it, you realize, hey, maybe I shouldn't sell. Maybe it makes sense to just wait now. Thing is, they should have been buying while the price was a whole lot lower. I have another friend, the guy that actually got me, and I've told this story before, the guy that got me into my first ounce of silver. His wife was from Venezuela. He was a firm believer in it. He said he started buying at like $30. At that point in time, silver was down to 19, and he did not like it as an investment. Well, we know what happened. The price kept going down all the way to 15. He said if he ever got even, he would sell. I think I'm actually going to call him up one day this week. I'm going to pull his number out of my Rolodex and give him a call and say, hey, I got a question. What's going on? See if he sold. I'm curious. I know for a while he got into currency exchanges, the easy money, betting on different currencies when they fall, when they rise. Personally, easy money does not always pan out. It's a good run until it's not. And I think a lot of people that are in cryptocurrencies are going to learn that the hard way. Now I'm looking at, some of y'all know, I said I wanted to put that $50 into Bitcoin, and I still will. But I'm like, man, it just keeps bouncing up higher and higher. I kind of hate to do it now. I feel like I'm just throwing it away. Especially because he told me we would probably see a pullback after the rate cut, and then we'll see a run up, and then we'll see a crash. Are we getting close to that crash? And if we do see a crash, will it be quick? Quick crashes are always funny, I think. Whether it's in gold, whether it's in silver, whether it's in Bitcoin. What happens in a quick crash? It's funny because some people panic and they sell. Literally, if it keeps coming down. And then some people will run out and buy. People are funny the way they are. Me, if I see a quick crash in silver, I'm going to try to hurry up and buy some. Let me know in the comments, what would you do? If we seen silver crash to I don't know, $44 tomorrow, what would you do? Would you get nervous or would you just buy more? Or if it went down to 40, what would you do? Would you buy more or would you really start panicking? First of all, if you're already in the crash, if it's already falling, if it's free falling, you've already missed the opportunity to get out. You would, in my opinion, be a fool to get out at that point. I'll be honest, someone asked me one day when Bitcoin got down to, I don't remember that last crash where it got down to like 91. He asked me, should I sell? What should I do? I said, it's hard to say now. Why? Because you've already taken a huge hit. You've already taken such a big hit. At some point, the lower the price goes, there will be people that will want to get back into it. But I'm curious to see how it all is going to play out. With that being said, kind of a short video today. I didn't really have a video topic, only because I've been super busy. And I really didn't get to read many comments today, so I didn't really find anything that I could jump on and do a video on. So I kind of wanted to jump around and just kind of talk about some of the stuff going on with me and what I'm seeing right now. And I think if you're wise, you're just going to keep stacking. Maybe don't go too in over your head. I certainly wouldn't go and borrow money right now to buy silver at 48.40. Well, I guess I would if I was getting it at spot price. Maybe I would, but I wouldn't at 48.40 plus the premiums that are out there. But we'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting. I know the new Legendary Warrior just rolled out. I'd like to get 100 of them. But right now, I'm like, darn, 100 of them is expensive. And it really is. The premiums on them even are high. It'd be nice if they just said, hey, since silver's so high in price, we're not going to do any premiums for a week. That would be cool, but that ain't going to happen. Truth of the matter is the premiums are there for a reason. They're there because more people want physical. Less people want paper. That's why you don't pay a big premium when you don't even pay any premium when you buy paper silver. Unless you want physical delivery of it, and only certain people. You got to be on the in to be able to get it. With that being said, I'm going to wrap the video up here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys hit the thumbs up button. It really helps out the channel more than you know. Leave me a comment. Let me know. Make sure you give me an idea for a video topic for tomorrow. I'm always looking for video ideas, and I mean, some I get good ideas, but I just can't do them because I either don't know enough about the topic. I mean, I have some people that tell me, hey, can you do a video on this crypto? I don't know anything about it, and I'm really not a big crypto fan. I mean, it has to be something that kind of relates to stuff we talk about. I mean, I talk about prepping. I talk about different security, water, food preservation, gold, silver, how it ties. I think our day's coming. Stackers are going to come out victorious in the end. Unfortunately, it could be bad when everything starts crashing down and gold and silver is rocketing up. With that being said, I thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I know it was a little different because I kind of jumped around a little bit. But I thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a great day. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye. Check out some of these other great videos.